A short analysis on the usage of the phrase shoot at sight. Many times this phrase shoot at sight brings a question marks amongst the people. People are actually unable to understand the legal usage, the legal sanction of the word shoot at sight. One may wonder, there is no section in CRPC which actually prescribes the phrase shoot at sight. Before understanding the phrase shoot at sight, we must first understand the system we are living in. We are living in a democratic system. So, the word shoot at sight itself is arbitrary. You cannot, in a democracy, shoot at sight. It is indiscriminate firing. When you actually look into it, to shoot at sight means indiscriminate firing. Just shoot. Wherever you see, you shoot. Police do not have such powers at all. No, they do not have the power to shoot at sight. This is the fact. Yes, then you may ask me, what is the control system we have when the mobs go on rampage? They involve in vandalism. They destroy public property. They create problem in the civil society. They create unrest in the civil society. In such situations, what is the control mechanism the police have got? See, we are a democracy. In democracy, there is an established system of law. Supposed to be, India as the largest democracy, we are supposed to be under an established system of law where any punishment has to be after a proper trial. Therefore, shoot at sight, the word itself is anti-constitutional. It goes straight away against Article 21, right to life with dignity. So shoot at sight, you shoot whomever at sight, goes against the Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. Therefore, there is no mention of a specific section in criminal laws that can be applied to shoot at sight. Nobody can give an order of shoot at sight at all in the present laws. But then, when there is an unrest in the civil society, there are anti-nationals, there are criminals, there are certain sections of the society who create unnecessary issues in the society and try to create panic among the society. Especially in present COVID-19 crisis, when there is a clampdown on the nation, certain sections of the people, irrespective of the religion, in spite of being informed that they must maintain social distancing, which is directly and indirectly an effort of the government to uphold Article 21. In such a situation, when certain mobs belonging to any society, any community for that matter, try to create unrest, try to involve in, they indulge in violence in order to settle personal, political, religious scores against each other. In such a situation, what is the legal measure that is available to the police system in India? Police is meant to maintain law and order in order to establish a peaceful society. But then, how can they control such mobs? Therefore, this word, this phrase, shoot at sight is sometimes used, though it is not legal. This is according to my analysis. Section 144 is applied. What does the section 144 say? So it claims when it is by an order of the magistrate, when section 144 is clamped on a particular section of people, group of people in a prescribed area, that they must not assemble in groups of more than 4 or 5, and when they assemble in groups, in gangs, intentionally in order to create rampage, in order to create unrest, in order to create hatred and divide, and in order to create clashes between the communities, aided by anti-national forces. In such a situation, even then the police actually are supposed to not to fire indiscriminately. They cannot shoot at sight. If they shoot at sight, we do not know who are there in the mob. There may be innocent people. So our legal system says even if 1,000 criminals are let out, one innocent should not be punished. In such a background, in such a backdrop of a legal system we have in India, in Indian democracy, the phrase shoot at sight is not found in any democratic history, dictionary. There is no such word at all. But then, when police are attacked, when police, they are performing their job, their duty to the nation, they are attacked by these unruly anti-national mobs, then they have nothing else but to fire at them. The law is actually very weak in this area. The law is very weak. Even when they, if at all, if police are attacked, in order to save their lives, in order to bring peace in the society, they can only charge. They can only lathi charge. So if the opposite person is opening a fire, then the police can also open fire. When the opposite person is pelting stones and he is not using any automatic weapons, the police are generally not authorized to use any weapons, automatic weapons against the mob to disperse. So therefore they have to indulge in lathi charge primarily. Even then, if the mobs does not budge and the rampage increases, it creates a huge problem to the peace, to the prevailing peace. When the peace is disturbed, when the society is disturbed, in the larger interest of the society, they have nothing but to open fire in order to protect themselves. That too, when they fire, they cannot fire the shoot at sight. No, it's not impossible in Indian law, at least in the present law. They have to shoot down first. That is in order to prevent the mob attacking them or attacking the another mob. The police have to shoot in the foot of the attackers, initially below the level of knees. They cannot strike direct hit, at gunpoint. They cannot attack. They cannot shoot at their chest or at their face. They cannot. So this is the system we have. But then, practically when we look into, see, this is theory, this is the book, this is the law, what I am trying to say, the usage of the phrase, shoot at sight, as far as the books are concerned. Now practically, let us say there is a police force of 100 or 200 people. There is a battalion of, let us say even 500 people of police. And there is a mob of 1 lakh. So they are not in a position to control with the lathi charge. And this mob of 1 lakh can create problem to the entire nation. In such a situation, again in order to strengthen, see, this 21 is not only applicable for the mob, for this unruly mob, this article 21 of the Indian Constitution is not only applicable to them, it is equally applicable to the police. It is equally applicable to all citizens. Therefore, in order to protect, it can be understood, the firing, the usage of the word police opened fire is appropriate. Shoot at sight is not found at all. Police can open fire at an unruly mob which is behaving in a way to disturb the peace in the society or in the nation. So in order to bring peace in the society, in order to control the mob going on rampage, killing lives, damaging the property, it can only open fire under the knees initially. First it has to shoot in the air and then to the knees. First shoot in the air, warn, and then shoot below the knees. This is the system we have. However, sometimes practically the control goes out of hand, because to bring control of a mob, of a violent mob, is very difficult when we think practically. Therefore, what I am trying to say, the law must be made properly. So now whatever we are doing is, though it is to protect the peace in the society, though the police open fire, they shoot at sight, as the phrase says, in order to protect the nation, in order to protect the people, lives of the people and their properties. But the usage of the phrase shoot at sight is not at all applicable where a system of law, especially in a democracy, in the largest democracy like India, where the trial, the punishment should be only based on the trial. So this is the foundation of the law, is that no one can be punished without being tried. Even a rapist, he will be hanged only after he is proven guilty. So the trial takes place. Hanging, yes, of course, we have hanging even today. Now, that is the fear, that is the control. If we should control the society, if we have to bring down the crimes, then there needs to be a fear amongst the criminals. So the punishment is the fear, but the punishment should be given only after the trial. That is the foundation of the law. Therefore, police using lathi charge when they charge with the lathis is fine, is accepted, because lathi charge is not shoot at sight. So the phrase shoot at sight, when people, especially the politicians or even the police top brass, they should not use the phrase shoot at sight. It is not there in the dictionary of democracy, in Indian dictionary of democracy. There is no specific section that is applicable. See, any phrase when they use, any punishment, any name of a punishment when they use, it must be attributed to a section in criminal law. So, shoot at sight is not attracted by any section at all. So, opening of fire can be understood. So, the police opened fire. When our ministers say, they must say, they will as a last resort. When the police have to say as a last resort when they are unable to control the violent mob, when the mob is behaving violently so as to disturb the peace of the society, as a last resort, they open the fire in order to protect themselves and the society. So this is the system. The phrase shoot at sight is not at all valid phrase right now with the prevailing law. This phrase shoot at sight has come from the British East India Company. Now, when the British were ruling us, so arbitrary ruling, they ruled at shoot at sight. The British police use this word. So that has come as a present. We have to get rid of it. We have to suitably replace the word, the phrase shoot at sight.